Hi, and welcome back to Girl Beats World. I am so happy that you decided to check out this video. I have gotten so many requests on it, so I really hope that you guys get a lot out of it. I've decided to show you the beginner's way of how to do your eyebrows. This is a super affordable way to snatch your eyebrows and catch the beat. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, now that we're getting started, we are going to start with a simple black e.l.f. eyeshadow pencil. I was watching a couple other videos preparing for this one to see like what you're missing, what I could give you that other videos can't, and I saw someone say, don't use black, don't use black. And the truth is, I do agree with that if your eyebrows aren't black. My eyebrows are very dark, as you can see, so I use black because straight brown doesn't even show up on me. But I am going to show you guys what to do because my hair is lighter. So if I have darker hair, I usually don't do this. But since my hair is lighter, I'll show you a trick that I do. So really, you just want to start with just outlining. I went through the first part so fast. Outlining your eye to where you already see it. And my eyebrows right now are not done. And I did that on purpose because I want to show you how you can transform them even when they're not done. Now I use a brown, affordable same e.l.f. pencil. And I just go along the same color and lighten it just a little bit because it's a little dark. And I know it's hard to see, but let me get in closer. Just to give it a little lighter. So these are really dark, and I know you're probably thinking, Ruth, this looks a mess, what's going on? But don't worry, we've got this. Now that we've lined and filled in our eyebrows, I have LA Pro Girl concealer, and I am the color is Suede. It's just slightly lighter than my skin. You can use any concealer, but again, I wanted to make sure this was incredibly affordable. So this is the LA Girl. I just give it a little squeeze. There's the concealer coming out. I just take that and I start shaping my eyebrow. Now, because my eyebrows aren't done, this helps any of the ingrown hair that's showing up, and it really helps clean it and shape it. I'm using an e.l.f. concealer brush, which is my absolute favorite. Okay. And then I usually just stop here for a second and rub it in. You can use a brush for this part, but if you don't have the brush, don't worry about it. The e.l.f. contour concealer brush that I use, yes, it is a concealer brush. The e.l.f. concealer brush that I use is like ridiculously affordable. So again, you just follow along the natural shape of your eyebrow. And some people like this little part to be extremely square, but I like to round it out a little bit just to make it a little more natural. Again, I just go in with my finger. I feel like when I use my finger, I have more control and I can press on it a little bit more. No worries, I got a little concealer on it. Voila. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do the other side. Again, just taking some concealer on my brush and I'm following it along here. this eye is super bushy. My eyebrows like do not grow in the same. I'm pretty sure one of these eyebrow ladies messed me up. So it's actually extremely hard to get them exactly alike, but one of my favorite vloggers is Makeup by Shayla, as a lot of you know. And she always says, sisters, not twins. Sisters, not twins, which means you want them to look as close as possible, but you don't want to go crazy trying to get them perfect. These are a little too far from imperfect, so we're gonna go in a little closer. A lot of the times on my videos, I don't even show you all this part because as you can see, it does take some time and it's hard to perfect inside of the camera. And I went a little close, so I'm just going to refill that in using my black. And I think I need to bring this in a little more. So you just eyeball it. It's really not that deep. If they're not perfect, it's okay. My eyebrows are never exactly the same, but I'm constantly getting compliments on them. So I'm just gonna press that out, press that out. Okay. So, voila, that's pretty much it when it comes to eyebrows. That's how we get them together. That's how we get them as close to even. And I've been trying to go back and forth to determine if I want to show you everything. And I feel like since we've already started, I might as well show you some other ways to really pull this look together and really get your eyebrows even more even or as closer together as possible. There's a couple tricks that I use while doing my foundation. So let's do that. So I'm just spraying my face with my MAC Prime and Fix. This is impromptu, but this is show business. It's okay. It is my problem area, so I always want to make sure I get in that area. Okay. So I prime my face with my MAC Prime and Fix primer. I'm going to now use Born This Way foundation. I get pretty close to my eyebrows when I do this. Usually have my hair tied back, but it's okay. Normal, using my foundation buffing brush. Now, when I get by my eyebrows, I want to be very careful, but we do want to make sure we don't have what I call a halo effect, which is when you can tell that someone used their concealer to do their eyebrows, you want to use your foundation to really blend and buff that out. I do the same up here just to even it out. Most of the time I do have eyeshadow and I highlight my brow, and I probably skip this part this time, but that really helps with the way they look too. So again, I get right in there. Right in the middle too. And you don't have to worry about the middle too much, because we're going to use some concealer in that area. So you see how it's already starting to form and come together even more so, and it doesn't look as dark because I've, you know, let the foundation brush kind of lay over it. It doesn't look like too starch of a difference, okay? Now, concealer is literally my best friend. So again, with that LA Pro Girl, this is another extremely affordable product for you to use. Okay, so this is a major key for your eyebrows. I go right up against it again. A little too far against it, it's okay. But you see how now it's getting an even more shape, and this is a major key that I just discovered recently. I think I mentioned it in my natural glam look, but no harm in mentioning it again, right? So we look good. I don't really go too far down. Now we just clean it up. Sometimes I get a little crazy and I go too low with my eyebrow, with my penciling in my eyebrow, and I'll clean it up during this part of the concealer. And then here. If you don't use a concealer, it's okay. You can stop where right before I started doing my foundation, and your eyebrows will still look good, but you always want to make sure that at least with the foundation, so you can't stop where I did. You can stop at the foundation part, but you want to make sure that they're as aligned as possible. So you see before they looked really thick, but now that I've used that concealer closer to it, it looks more natural, it blends better, and I'm actually really happy that I showed you guys this because yeah, I want the videos to be shorter so you'll be able to digest them easier, but I also want you to see everything that I truly do. So yes, that's pretty much it. That's how I use my concealer and foundation to even out my brows even more and to make them look like even more sisters. So always remember, like Makeup by Sheila always says, sisters, not twins. I'll be right back with my final thoughts. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know so many of you have requested it, so I hope you learned a lot. Please don't be afraid to request new videos or let me know what you are interested in learning more about. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon, girlies.